Manchester United won, Fulham won, but Manchester United lose 4-3 on penalties. And what can I say, guys? It was a disappointing game, disappointing performance, and it's sad to see that Man United have been knocked out the FA Cup in such a manner. Especially as though I don't feel like as if we kind of fully went for it. It was just a really disappointing game. I don't remember too many clear-cut chances, that Manchester United did manage to create. So it was just disappointing with the way that we went out, to be honest with you. Very disappointed with the game, and just sad that we're out of another cup competition. Not especially because, we've not performed well in the Premier League whatsoever. We're out of the League Cup, which was another chance to win a trophy, so unfortunately we're not in that. Now we're out of the FA Cup as well, and so the only chance for any silverware this season is going to be the Europa League, which is going to be difficult to win. But of course, I think we have to go and win that if this season is to be any sort of success. But finishing in the bottom half of the league is not success whatsoever anyway. But we'll see how that goes. So in terms of this match, though, Ruben Amorim's 11 was basically the same as my 11, especially with the injuries that we've got. There's only a particularly strong 11 that you can field out. So my 11 included Onana, De Ligt, Yoro, Maguire, Mazraoui, Ugarte, Bruno, Dalot, making up the four in midfield, and Xerxes, Højlund and Garnacho. So that was my 11 that I predicted, or that I would have gone with. The only change that Ruben Amorim did actually go for from my lineup was that Eriksen started ahead of Garnacho, and basically everyone else was just the same. So in terms of this match, though, history was firmly on United's side this evening. United have progressed from their last 9 FA Cup ties against Fulham. The last time they did not was after a 2-1 quarter-final defeat all the way back in 1908. So unfortunately, history was on United's side this evening, but unfortunately we couldn't get the job done. However, in the first half, though, if we speak a little bit about the first half, there wasn't too many chances for either side. Bruno did have a chance, which the Fulham keeper did have to make a save in the 11th minute. De Ligt's long ball sends United on the attack, and Eriksen's cross into the box is a bit too high for Xerxes. But United keep hold of possession and finds Fernandes, who shoots from the edge of the box, but his strike is saved well by Fulham goalkeeper Leno. So that was basically United's only chance in the first half that I can remember. We really didn't create too much in the first half, and similarly with Fulham did go into half-time 1-0 up, but before they scored, they did have a chance in the 37th minute. Fulham, they also take the lead. They almost take the lead, but Lucic fails to get his header on target. He does well to time his run and meet Iwobi's cross right in front of the goal, but he can only direct his header over the target, and he probably should have scored with that chance. But Fulham, unfortunately, do take the lead at the end of the first half in injury time. Bassi, making his FA Cup debut, puts Fulham ahead just before the halftime break. Pereira's corner kick is glanced towards Bassi by Muniz, and the centre-back heads it past Onana to stun United at Old Trafford. And what a day remember it is for Fulham's Nigeria international. And very disappointed that we went into halftime 1-0 down, especially because I thought that the game was pretty even. In terms of each team edging it, I don't think any team really deserved to be going into a halftime 1-0 up, but Fulham did go into halftime 1-0 up, and it was really disappointing to see that. It was some quick thinking, though, from Muniz, who glanced Pereira's corner with his head towards Bassi at the far post, and the Fulham centre-back only had to turn it into the goal from close range. But it's very poor defending by Man United. I think someone was marking Muniz, I can't remember, but they lost out on their first header, and then I think it's Dalot or De Ligt or someone who lets Bassi free right in front of the goal so he can head it in. And very poor defending by United. Another set piece goal, another goal from a corner, and what can be said, I think we've conceded the most amount of goals from corner kicks in the Premier League, and that really is not good enough for a side like Man United. And they're very disappointed to be going into half-time 1-0 down at Old Trafford, but Old Trafford's seen it loads of times this season. But in terms of the first half, I think it was a poor first half from United. They didn't create enough going forward, and it's the same old story of the season, not really good enough. In terms of, let's have a look at the stats at half-time, just for a quick time. So stats at half-time, you can see there, has 6 shots, only 2 on target, and then compared to with Fulham's 5 shots, 1 on target, 44% possession compared to Fulham's 56. Not really good enough. I think we need to be dominating the ball at Old Trafford and taking the game to Fulham, and not the other way around. Fulham kind of not necessarily dominating possession with the 56%, but they have got more possession than us. And in terms of XG as well, they were leading the XG at halftime as well. So at halftime, it took Fulham to get some going, but they finished the half strongly and generated an expected goal of 0.51 with 5 shots. United meanwhile finished with 44% possession, only had an XG of 0.34 with 6 shots, 2 of which were on target. So it's not really good enough by United, especially at home. We need to be dominating the ball more. I'm expecting us to have more ball possession than Fulham. A side like Fulham, we're at Old Trafford. The onus is on us to take the game to them. We need to be having the ball more. We need to be dominating the ball more. We need to be having more possession. We need to be getting more shots. On target, and just working the goalkeeper more, and it just wasn't the case. Even in terms of touches inside the box, Man United had 6 at the end of the first half, and Fulham only had 5. So in terms of the second half, though, speak a little bit about the second half. So Man United do make some substitutions. Amrin, he takes off Euro and Ugarte, and then he brings on Lindelof and Garnacho. And Garnacho did have a positive impact, it has to be said, but Lindelof really didn't kind of have much of an impact. Obviously, he's a centre-back, so there's only so much he can do going forward. But Fulham do get a chance in the 63rd minute. Substitute Smith Rowe attempts a low drive from inside the box after some brilliant build-up play from Fulham, but Onana dives low to his right to keep out the effort. So Fulham could have made it 2-0 easily there in the 63rd minute. Then I think that would have been game. Really difficult for Man United to come back at that point if that had gone in. Man United do make some other substitutions as well. Højlund and Eriksen do go off for Chido Obi Martin and Casemiro, and I think Casemiro did have a positive impact as well on the game. I think Chido Obi Martin also had a positive impact on the game, but unfortunately they couldn't grab the winning goal. Man United, though, they do make it 1-1. Dalot plays a low cross into the box, which is met first time by Fernandes, who guides it past Fulham goalkeeper Leno and into the side netting with his left foot. And it's all square in the FA Cup tie, and a little more 20 minutes to go. I'm hoping that United are of course going to come away with the win, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. But in terms of United, have lost just once in their last 21 meetings with Fulham in all competitions, winning 17 and drawing 3, and they had beaten Fulham in 1-0 in both Premier League meetings this season to do the double over them. But United unfortunately couldn't get the job done. Amrin does make another change in the 90th minute. Maguire goes off for Heaven, and then extra time rolls around. Obviously no side can score. No side was able to score in the 90 minutes, so we had 30 minutes of extra time. And Man United do get a chance. United break again as Casemiro finds Garnacho with a brilliant ball forward. The Argentine attacker latches onto delivery and runs at the Fulham defence before hitting the side netting with a strike from a tight angle. So that was a chance for Garnacho. Chido Obi Martin also has a chance in the 105th minute, plus 1 in injury time at the end of the first half of extra time. Chido, he almost wins it for United as he gets in behind the Fulham defence and strikes that goal, but Fulham goalkeeper Leno throws a hand and the teenager's first strike and tips it behind for a corner kick. So that was really close. Chido Obi Martin could have won it at that point, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And then the second half of extra time, nothing much really happened. Onana had to make a good save in the 110th minute from Sessegnon, but apart from that was it. And then penalties roll around, and we had 3 really good penalties, and then Fulham also scored all the penalties as well. But then Lindelof and Xerxes missed the final 2 to give Fulham the victory over United in this FA Cup tie. And I'm just disappointed, guys. Like, what can be said? Because the Premier League campaign's been such a disappointment. I was hoping to get some silverware in the FA Cup, defend our title, and possibly, obviously, the Europa League is now the only chance that we have left of winning anything this season. So yeah, in terms of man of the match, though, I'm gonna have to say it was Bruno Fernandes again. He looked really good in that deeper role. But yeah, let's just get into some player ratings finally. So player ratings, Onana's got 8.1 here. I'm a little bit surprised by that, I'm not going to lie. 4 saves, 1 goal conceded. So XG faced 2.29, goals prevented 1.29. Saves, he made 4 saves. But you have a look at his accurate long balls, only 7 out of 22 completed. Accurate passes, 20 out of 35, so not great in my opinion. And then that's the substitutes. So Delit, I thought Delit had a decent game. There were some really good switches that he did make towards Dalot in the first half and in the second half as well. So pass accuracy, he's got 84%. Duels, he's won 7 out of 12. I think he needs to be winning a little bit more aerial duels. But to be honest, I think both sides defended pretty well. You know, only 2 goals were scored from open play. And I think both sides did kind of defend pretty well and kind of nullify each other out a little bit. Maguire, he's got 31 out of 33 passes completed. He played 90 minutes. He was bought off for heaven. And then Jules won. He's won 6 out of 9, which is okay as well. Euro, he's only won 1 out of 3. I think he needs to be doing a little bit better there. He's only got a 6.3 rating. Only lasted 53 minutes as well. Pass accuracy, usually Amarim centre-backs do have pass accuracy in the 90s, but he's only got it in the 80s as well. And Jules, he's not won enough. I thought it was a little bit of a quiet game from Lenny Euro. Mazraoui, like I said, what can be said about Mazraoui? He's always dropping 7 and 8s, 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s performances. Completed 3 dribbles in the match, which was pretty good. 9 out of 15 duels won. Maybe he needs to be doing a little bit better in his ground duels there. He's only won 6 out of 11, which can be a little bit better. I think he can perform a little bit better than that. Duels won for Ugarte, 2 out of 4. Ugarte was okay. I thought he could have done a little bit better. He was a little bit missing from the game. Not much can be said about him. Only 25 touches. 1 wayward shot. There you can see there in the 39th minute. Bruno Fernandes, man of the match, 8.7 rating here. Most chances created in the match as well, with 4. Lasted all 120 minutes. And he did get the equaliser as well and scored from the spot as well. Pass accuracy, 48 out of 70. Possibly needs to be doing a little bit better there. Chances created 4 as well. Shots on target, 3 out of 3. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 2. Accurate crosses, only 4 out of 10. And accurate long balls, only 6 out of 16. Maybe he needs to be doing a little bit better there. But he does like to take risks with his passing, you know, to get to create the chances. And in terms of his duels as well, he's only won 9 out of 19. He's lost 10 duels. I think he needs to be doing a little bit better in his duels there as well. But what can be said, I think he created the most chances of the match and scored the equaliser and scored his penalty as well. So yeah, Dalot, so he's played 120 minutes. He did score his penalty as well. And then in terms of going forward, though, he did provide the assist, I think, for Bruno. Yeah, he did. And then accurate passes, 28 out of 37 as well. And then Jules, he's won 7 out of 12, which is okay as well. Xerxes, I don't think Xerxes had a good game, to be honest with you. He got a 5.2 rating here. He lost the most duels of the match with 25, which is a huge amount of duels to be losing. He only won 7 out of 32. Only 7 out of 32 duels won. Lost the most duels of the match. I don't think Xerxes had a good game. I don't think Højlund had a good game either, and he was bought off in the 68th minute as well. 2 out of 4 accurate passes. In terms of his touches, only 9 touches in 68 minutes. Xerxes and Højlund are not doing it for me, in my opinion. I think both of them need to improve a lot if they are to be Man United quality. I personally don't think they are, but I could be wrong. Maybe give them another season. I think this is Højlund's second season. This is Xerxes' first, but both of them are not been performing to the standard required that you would see Man United strikers, performing. Jules 1 out of 5 for Højlund, nowhere near good enough. And then Eriksen, he was basically not even there. I don't remember Eriksen doing too much. 68 minutes played. He did create 2 chances, here you can see, but accurate passes, 24 out of 28. That's all right as well. But in terms of his duels, he didn't get involved in any duels, and I thought he was a little bit quiet this game. In terms of the substitutes, I thought Victor Lindelof had a good game. He was decent when he came on. He was the most accurate passer to play 45 minutes or more with 96% pass accuracy, but he did, of course, miss his penalty, unfortunately. Touches inside the opposition box, 1. I think that might have been the penalty, I'm not sure. But Jules, he's won 3 out of 3 as well, which is decent. And then Garnacho here. he needs to be winning more duels as well. 2 out of 10. He did have that one chance, that shot that was saved, I think. In the 90th, I'm not sure where that shot was there. 90th minute, it was a fast break, and Leno had to make a save. He could have scored from that, but of course, there was another chance in the 93rd minute, which was a fast break, left-footed shot as well, which hit the side netting as well. But yeah, in terms of the duels, he needs to be winning more duels, in my opinion. Casemiro, I thought he was okay when he came on. Played some pretty decisive passes to some attackers as well, and then scored his penalty as well. And then duels won, he's won 4 out of 6, which is alright. So he's won over 50% of his duels. And then Chido Obi, he won 4 out of 8 of his duels, pass accuracy 80%. And then, of course, he did have that chance, which was saved in the 105th minute. That goes in, United win 2-1, and then it's all happy days. But he's only 17, so he can't be blamed too much. Aiden Heaven, 2 out of 3 duels won, which is alright. Pass accuracy 6 out of 6. He only played 30 minutes. Tidy game from him, only 18 years of age, not much can be said. And yeah, that's about it for the United players. In terms of Fulham though, I think Bassi and Anderson, both of them had really good games in my opinion. Leno's got an 8.5 rating here as well. He had to make 8 saves in the match, but I think Anderson, Bassi and Leno, all of them had particularly good games in my opinion. But in terms of United though, I think we need to be doing a lot better, especially because we're at home. It's an FA Cup tie. We need to be going all out attack in terms of, obviously not leave yourself exposed at the back when you're going all out attack, but you know what I mean, you need to show a little bit more aggression going forward. You can see here in the shots, of course United do have more shots, more on target, big chances created 5, big chances missed 5 as well. So possibly with regards to looking at these stats, you can say that United did deserve the win. But you have a look at the ball possession though. Fulham have kind of basically not majorly dominated the ball with 59%, but they have had more ball possession than United. And in terms of overall though, I think United are a little bit unlucky to be going out. If you consider these stats anyway, I think it was a pretty even game. I think either side could have gone through. You have a look at the XG as well. United do edge it on XG with 1.47, but unfortunately, you have a look at the duels. I think Fulham do edge it on duels though. Fulham have won more duels than United, unfortunately, and that's probably why Fulham are, going through. I think penalties is anyone's game, but yeah, Fulham. Congratulations to Fulham in terms of going through into the next round, but very disappointed for United, because disappointing season for us in terms of the Premier League, and now we only have the Europa League to be looking forward to in terms of winning any silverware. So yeah, very disappointed performance, very disappointing result, but what can be said, life just goes on in it. And yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.